Hi, I'm going to do a spring party look because I'm going out tonight. There's a kind of party, sort of a magazine are doing this party for a designer, and then I'm going out for dinner afterwards. So I bought a lipstick today that I just liked, so I'm going to incorporate that into my look. I'm going to start by using Beauty Flash Balm by Clarins, which is my favourite primer to use when I'm going out because I just think it really helps the makeup to last and also just freshens your skin up a lot. Secret with this is don't rub, you smooth, not too much as well. Smooth it on. The fewer strokes you do, so what happens is it's a film former. So it creates a kind of matrix across your skin. And then that all forms together like a web. And when it dries, the whole thing tightens. So if you're rubbing it and putting loads on, it just breaks the matrix and it doesn't work. I'm going to put a little bit on my eyelids as well, because I find it's fantastic for eyeshadow. I don't use this all the time, simply because I feel like I don't want my skin to get used to it and stop reacting to it. So I save it for special occasions. It wouldn't harm your skin to use it every day, but I kind of feel like it's my favourite special occasion one, so I'm going out. Okay, so no more rubbing. I'm going to go with my base now. I'm going to use the Bourjois Bio Detox Organic Foundation, and this is number 52, I think. Yes, it is. And I like all the, I use the Bourjois foundations quite a lot. I do like them. I love 10 hours sleep and healthy mix. I'm going to put it on with an e.l.f. foundation brush. Not keen, that's something I don't like. I don't like this stick thing. I prefer a pump, but it's quite good because you're not going to waste any. You're only going to use exactly what you need. I'm just going to blend a little bit on the back of my hand and then just start to really work it into my skin. I'm also going to use fingers because there's something about this foundation that kind of needs a little bit of extra blending. I'm only going to use it around the centre of my face. I don't really want to wear a lot of foundation tonight. It's kind of the start of spring, and also I've got quite a lip that I'm going to be wearing, and I think to keep the whole thing modern, I'm going to keep my skin as sort of natural as possible. For my nails, I painted them with this RMK colour, which is white blue, and I just quite liked it. It's sort of a very icy blue with a shimmer in it. It's only a subtle shimmer, but it's a really pretty subtle shimmer. It's not as green as Nouvelle Vague, although it looks a lot like it. It's a lot more sort of just plain blue. And yeah, I kind of like it against the sort of gold, a clash against the gold. So I've got my foundation on. I've got probably half of my face covered in foundation, mainly just here, a little bit around the centre. And I'm going to use now some Dior Nudeskin concealer. This is number 20. And I'm going to use this minute brush. It's tiny, teeny tiny. It's an eyeliner brush, actually. Put a little bit on the back of my hand. So I've got some little things I want to conceal, but I want to do it in a way that, again, my skin looks really natural. So I'm just got a little spot there. By using a brush this tiny, it's amazing how easy it is to conceal small things. I know it sounds obvious, but often people use brushes that are just too big for concealing. And also you can do like little scribbles with very little product on. And it kind of just helps it to blend in more with the surrounding area. Now I have got is quite a big cut on my eyelid because I had a black eye a few weeks ago. Anyone that follows me on Twitter will know that I had a black eye. I managed to open a car door, whack straight into my eye, cut my eye. It was huge, it was black, it was blue, purple and yellow. But it is healing quite a lot now, and I'm just going to need to conceal it. I'll probably have to do it at the end of the eye makeup, to be honest, but this brush is going to be perfect for getting just inside the little scar I've got there. I'm hoping it's not going to leave too much of a scar. And then just underneath the eyes, just where I need it. I thought for my eyes I'd use my beige Mascara because it was in my favourites video and people have been asking me how I use it. This is changing name again, by the way, in case you're looking for it on their website. They're relaunching it, the same palette with a new name, I think in May. I'm going to use the kind of this colour, the sort of caramelly golden brown to start, and take most of it off the back of my hand. And then I use that all over my lid. This for me is sort of a quick, easy way of doing my eyes. And I just love the colours. Using the same colour on a slightly bigger brush, but still quite a fluffy brush, I'm going to go underneath my eyes. I'm going to bring it down a little bit further than you kind of would if you were just lining them, making a kind of hazy shadow. So it just gives a sort of kind of a bit of interest around the eye without looking like a line. Then onto the darker shade, MAC 217 again, so the shade in the middle, which is quite a dark brown colour. Just going to use it at the outer corners. Just dab it on a little bit and also take it into the socket line a little bit as well. Take it off on the back of my hand. Extend slightly the outer corner and then have it join up underneath. So that's my kind of fail-safe eye. If I want a nice eye on in a minute, that's what I do. I use those two colours. You can obviously use the lighter colour at the onto the brow bone, blend it a little bit. The peachy tone is really pretty if you want to just add a little bit of peach tones in there, and this red colour does look amazing on green eyes, and also you can just build up, make it more dramatic. So that's the eyes. It's really, really simple. I'm just going to give a curl to my lashes. For my mascara, I'm going to use Too True Instant Volume. This is a really, really cheap drugstore mascara that I quite like because although it gives volume, it doesn't give you big lashes in a way. It's very separating and almost sort of natural volume, which is kind of what I want. I don't want a huge amount of big lashes because the lip I'm going to put on is quite pink and I don't want to go all dolly. So you can see sort of it's just a very pretty lash. It's not a dramatic lash, but it's completely separated and you don't need to comb when you use this one at all. If you just want really nicely separated lashes that look sort of feathery in a way. Okay, so now I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to make them a little bit more dramatic. I'll just brush them down to start with. I'm going to use the Suqqu powder. Quite browny, quite warm. Just going to create my arc. And then with what's left on the brush, finish off. Okay, so next I'm going to use highlighter. I'm going to use the Skin Illuminator by number 7, but I'm going to use the pink one, which ordinarily I guess you'd say wasn't right for my skin because it's warmer, my skin. It's not particularly cool, but I like the contrast, and sometimes I think that's how makeup works. There's certain colours that, yes, are right for your skin tone, but with highlighters and lipsticks and lots of things, eyeshadows, sometimes the contrast is good. So I'm just going to start to build up this sort of lovely pinky glow onto my cheeks. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little bit of powder now. I find that I don't need to use that much when I've used Beauty Flash Balm. It seems to stop me from getting oily. And also I've used very minimal foundation. It's not a particularly greasy, well, it isn't a greasy one at all. And the less foundation I use, I find the less shiny I get. I'm going to use a little bit of just pressed translucent powder though, because I'm going to use a powder blush. So I'm just going to have to use a little bit onto my cheek area. And I'm also going to use a little bit just around my mouth. Now for my blusher, I'm going to use this Bourjois Rose Frisson, which is a nice rosy blush. And also, again, it's got quite a lot of shimmer in, which I want. I want my shimmery cheeks to be further enhanced. Just going to use it on the upper of the cheeks and then blend it coming onto the sides there. So my concealer again. Okay, onto my lips, and this is number 27 by Yves Saint Laurent. And I didn't intend to buy this today. I went to buy something completely different, and it just took my eye, as it does when you go shopping for makeup. You go for one thing and then you see something else. So I just feel like wearing this tonight, and it's a nice springy colour. I'm going to start really working it into the lips. I'm going to put thin layer on, exactly the same shape of as my lips first. And I'm just going to blot it. Put another thin layer on. Really working it into the lips. This is the best way of getting lipstick to stay on. Now this layer, once I've really worked it into the kind of base of the lips, it's almost like if your lips are like a carpet, you're getting down to the roots of the fibres. Now I can do a little bit of work on the shape. So I'm just going to leave them like that. I'm not going to use a pencil, although it's kind of a statement-y colour. I like the way it just looks like I've sort of just put it on and the whole look isn't overdone. It's kind of an effortless party makeup. Yeah, I think that combined with sort of very, very, very natural skin and kind of quite neutral eyes, although the eyes are quite smoky in a way. I sort of like well, I love this colour anyway, but I kind of like the smoky brown against the pink. And not too much mascara. So yeah, I think I feel comfortable, and that feels like a kind of fun makeup, but not too overly done. So I hope you like the look, and thanks for watching.